All right, let's. I want to. Oh, you have a question, sir?
Yeah. If you had to choose between sex or teleportation for the rest of your life, what would you choose?
The question is, if you had to choose between sex or teleportation for the rest of your life, which would you choose?
Yeah. I mean, I would ask you your name, but your new name is Segment Saver. Those other questions. That's amazing. If only everyone wanted to know something like that. Everyone could do a show. If sex or teleportation for the rest of my life.
Meaning if you chose teleportation, there could be no sex?
Yeah, you can't be pleasured sexually anymore.
Like no more orgasms ever.
Yeah, you couldn't.
Will that raise my already rising risk of prostate cancer? Like, because I know there's certain statistics about that. Like, if I don't orgasm 5 times a week, like I enter some risk group.
But what good would teleport?
Let's assume no.
Could you teleport back to a time when you could enjoy sex? No, right?
It's teleport. Dad.
What? How does it work, son?
It's teleportation.
Is it a time machine? Will you come over and help me reset my teleportation machine? It keeps blinking 12.
I love that it keeps blinking 12. I was about to say that too, and then realized that the reference to it blinking 12 has become the new
baby back ribs riff.
It's the new way of recognizing an old person. When we were 15, if your VCR was blinking 12, it meant you were 38 because you didn't know how to set it. And now, if you make that reference, people know you're 40. It's funny. Our VCR reference is blinking 12. Yes. Our comedy is blinking 12.
And nobody here knows how to reset it because they don't know what it is.
Yeah, they're like... Anyways.
Okay, so what are the
teleportation or sex?
Yeah. So, basically, you could teleport anywhere. You could, I guess, hold someone and bring them with you.
You could teleport anywhere, bring somebody with you.
Or stuff, I guess.
I could teleport and find, really virile men to pleasure Aaron and bring them back to the bedroom and then teleport into the closet dressed as Superman and just watch.
Without your penis, you could still pleasure her, but
right.
There's that.
Well, that's a big thing, too. I think.
Wait, what was that?
Well, because if I wasn't in a relationship, that would be. I think that would be teleportation at 40. Is. Very tempting. But
where would you? What comes to mind when you think of teleporting? To what?
Just going places fast, motherfucker. It's instant travel to anywhere.
But you hate travel.
Well, maybe because I don't have teleportation. I don't know. I guess you bring up an interesting point. I guess.
Where would you go, Magellan?
Well, it would be like you could teleport to the inside of a bank vault, and it would be effective retirement.
Okay.
So you become Jumper?
Yeah, you become Jumper.
Yeah, but what's the point of having all the money in the world if you can't enjoy sex anymore?
I mean, this question is no longer a metaphor.
Are you at 40 years old still capable of enjoying sex?
Of course. According to my wiener, I come and stuff.
Yeah. That's a good barometer.
Yeah.
But you'd rather give that up so you could rob banks?
Well, I'm weighing it.
Or you could just appear in a hammock in Tahiti and be there?
I'm trying to break it down by wondering, how important is sex to me in terms of myself, and how important is sex to me in terms of, keeping Aaron. If I thought that my ability to have an orgasm was the reason Aaron was going to stay with me forever, then there's also the children thing. I want to have a kid. I can do that. Technically, I could teleport to Vienna and get a doctor to remove my sperm.
Or save it up before you.
Right. I mean, I'm assuming I get a 36-hour I get to walk around like Ed Norton and kind of say goodbye to everybody.
Okay, so
come everywhere.
all right. so you
No one's gonna come to that party. Hey, Dan's getting teleportation instead of sex on Monday. He wants everyone to come to the Rainbow Room. No, thank you.
All right, so let's say you've in your 36-hour window when you've made this choice, you have a doctor from Sweden save your semen in case you ever want to have a child. You've cleared it with Erin and let her know that virile men will fuck her while you dress up in a costume. And she gives you the thumbs up on that, and she goes, I'll
take that bullet.
I'll take that bullet. Then, okay, so you've chosen never to enjoy an orgasm again, but now where are you going? Give me some, what could possibly make that worthwhile?
I don't know. Definitely first Dublin.
Yeah, because the flight delays are killers.
I just pop over to Dublin. I don't know. It's a really good question. I know that there's a good way to use teleportation for a guy with a sedentary lifestyle.
For rescue?
Oh, rescue. Okay. All right. He's right. You know what? That's another thing to consider. If you get like Jumper, don't you end up just getting? If you have an extraordinary power, you end up getting eaten away by the responsibilities. I mean, fuck that.
Yeah.
Like every time you watch TV, every time there's a 9/11, you're like, fuck me. Like I gotta go teleport under rubble and bring people out. For
is teleportation always in the moment? There's no time travel to it, right?
It's space, not time.
It's space, so yeah, you can just be somewhere right now.
Yeah.
So if you're watching 9/11 happen, where are you going to teleport to?
New York, you fucking...
Specifically where? In the building?
Well, all right, can we
it's happening on the news.
Were you willing to come up here and okay, come up here, please. Because ask him. He's the guy that's giving me teleportation or taking away my gonads. What's your name, sir?
My name's Connor.
Connor? Okay.
Hello,
Have we
Connor.
met before?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
Maybe when we teleported, but
All right.
not tonight.
Or maybe Harmontown fans are a type.
Todd Bishop.
I like Todd Bishop. He's for you at home. He doesn't look like Russell Crowe. He looks.
You look like a bit. You look like a young Frank Gorshin.
If I knew who that was, I'd probably agree.
He played the Riddler on the original Batman.
You're blinking 12, baby. No, I said you guys grown.
He was a comic on a TV show.
So, Russell Crowe is a Visigoth. He's a big, hairy Ursine man. I was saying this guy's more on the Neil Patrick Harris end of the spectrum, which is equally. There's a lot of handsome men that don't look like Russell Crowe. I think what we found out is that you guys give Russell Crowe a little too much leeway. I refuse to feel bad about that. I think, Connor, would you like to go out to dinner sometime?
I mean, absolutely.
See? All right, anyway, so in your mind, teleportation, if you did have it, is this something you've thought about?
Yeah, this is actually weird that this got brought up tonight because freshman year of college, me and my best friends would debate over this. And most people at first were teleportation back when it was freshman year of college, but a lot of people have swayed.
Wait, you're kidding. When you were a freshman in college and you could drive nails through boards with your dick, that's when, because you're taking it for granted. You're like, I'd give this up for anything. Oh, my dick's always so hard, it gets in the way.
Can you believe that?
So give me a superpower instead. I guess that makes sense. And then when they turn 40, they're like, oh, my kingdom for a boner. But you're not 40. You're 25.
22, not 2.
All right. Anyway, so that's already interesting. But then once you think about it, I guess it makes sense. These young virile men would. What about women? Have you ever asked women this question?
Yeah, most girls surprisingly choose sex, and more guys. Well, now that we're not freshmen in college, most people are choosing sex. But most girls, almost 90% of the time, it's sex.
Huh.
Yeah.
They all want it, huh?
Yeah. It was one big plan.
Sex is the ultimate teleportation, man.
Yeah.
When I want to go to another place, I just go to bed with Dan Harmon. It kind of forces you to not want to be there.
It's like I'm in a bank vault right now.
Yeah, every woman that's been to bed with me knows what it's like to
All right, but Connor,
remote travel.
Let's say, like, there was a point in your life when you would have chosen teleportation.
I mean, still choosing it.
Still do. Okay,
Yeah.
so then explain to me what the benefits, what makes teleportation.
I want to know the rules of teleportation too. Like,
Right.
do I have to, if I want to go to Madagascar, even though I've never been there and probably couldn't find it on a map, like.
See, I think we've gone back and forth on this and probably thought about it way too much. But I mean, it'd probably be more fun if you could just think it and go, as opposed to having been there or seen it on TV.
Right.
Like, if you don't have to have been to Ground Zero to teleport there. Like,
Right.
you can just go.
But do I have to kind of know it's on the east coast of the United States?
Yeah,
or?
if you can like just throw a dart and get close. That'd work.
All right. So you could see a national crisis happening on CNN and go there and help people.
Yeah, you could.
Is that the allure of teleportation? Is the greater good that you would use this as a superpower?
I think that's part of it. The
I
other
think
part
that's
is
the price.
just like
That's the price of admission.
yeah. You could also do a lot of really fun stuff. And
Right.
just-
Okay. So again, now give me forget or include whatever.
Like think small.
Yeah.
Like you ever drive past the public museum at night and think like, man, me and my friends could just go in there with a 6-pack and just look at a T-Rex and just hang out. Like you could.
Yeah.
You could
and never fuck again, but I want to see that T-Rex so bad. I mean, fuck seeing it in the daytime.
and not during business hours.
No.
I guess, and also they have motion sensors, and so the cops would always be coming.
But then you could just get the heck out, right?
You could
there.
teleport right the fuck out.
Well, let me ask you this, Connor. Can I teleport to the moon?
You could, but
you die.
You'd probably.
Well, I could get a spacesuit.
If you got a spacesuit, then I think this works.
Yeah, and then teleport to the moon with
But
like
you'd
tanks
make-
of
okay,
oxygen and
okay.
start building a city.
I hate to be a killjoy, but let's say you teleport to NASA where there are spacesuits, and let's say you find one that fits you.
Right.
That already exists. You understand that?
Did you just?
That was not a fat joke.
I think 200 people disagree.
That's on them, Dan.
I'm saying rocket science. That was a fat joke.
For instance, I'm just about 6'4", 6'4" I'm not going to find me a spacesuit.
You think
that
those
fits
things are
me.
custom made?
Oh, fuck yeah! And then also, no.
Tailor fit?
No, you get them off the fucking rack.
No, yeah, but
You go to Neiman Marcus and you say, "I'll take a what do you got?"
But when you set these guys up in the spaceship, don't you want all of their suits to fit all of them?
I'm pretty sure Buzz Aldrin's suit was Buzz Aldrin's suit, and it fit him like a glove.
But
like,
I bet they would be stupid to not let him be able to go. Hey, like Neil Armstrong has a peanut allergy, and
Yes, I'm sure there's
he
leeway
dies
there.
halfway up, and
Okay,
he
okay.
lands on the button that makes the spaceship go to Venus instead of the moon, and then like Aldrin's suit gets all fucked up because whenever Glenn Beck, I don't know the name of another astronaut. Like he starts eating shit like a moth, and like he tears a hole in. So bottom line is like Houston.
okay, all right. So let's say
What do we do? The answer better be okay. There's another space.
I will grant you. Okay, how about this? Let's say you you bowl a strike and you go in there and you have short Vince Vaughn's spacesuit in there because he's a little chubby, and you go, oh God, this is Goldilocks. Like this one fits perfectly, and you try that on. A team of people need to make sure that thing works. Like you can't just put that thing on and sustain you.
Yeah.
Again, I'm only asking these questions so I can find out.
All right,
whether
so I teleport to NASA. I steal a spacesuit, and you're going to give me this that they got one there.
that one fits
you
you just right.
Why don't
Yeah.
you bring just both suits so it's not even an issue?
What do you mean?
Like bring the non-fitted suit and then the fitted suit.
Well, let's say you had 10 suits that were all perfect. Let's say like you walk into a giant wardrobe full of spacesuits, and you can just pull them off the rack. And I'm a 42 long. That's perfect. And you get right in there. So you have the suit. Now you need. This is not something that can operate on its own. You need help on this, right? On a spacesuit on the moon. If we're going to the moon.
I don't know. Do you?
Well, I mean, you could certainly figure that shit out. The hard part of getting to the moon is propulsion.
And well, also to put an EVA suit on and a spacecraft, you need like 2 people to help you get in.
I will have lots of friends. I believe the teleporting
But they don't
guy.
work for NASA. These
And
people aren't.
a lot of those friends will be super hot chicks because they won't feel threatened by me because I won't be able to. Like, I will have so many like fucking awesome, smart, hot women friends.
But they're going to be turned on by the fact that you're going to go murder yourself on the moon because you don't know how to operate a fucking spacesuit.
I don't understand your. Well, I haven't even made a decision yet.
Okay, Connor.
It seems like you're happy as long as I'm coming.
Dan, I've always been candid about that. Connor, give me your like top 3, 5. Like, riff some of like your top 5 or whatever teleportation moments. Like, what would you want to do?
Holy crap!
Yeah, you've thought about teleportation a lot.
Way
so,
too
like,
much.
Yeah, or
yeah. What's some of the coolest stuff you can do?
Or
with
you can
this?
steal ones from your friends.
I guess
people have given you good ones.
I guess a question that people always ask right then is, can you teleport your dick into a girl's vagina? Which doesn't make sense.
It's also called rape, I think.
Yeah.
Dan, don't.
Is that a
Don't,
rape
Dan.
joke? Is that a rape joke?
Dan, don't. It was not a rape joke.
I seriously want to know, and I don't. Can you joke about rape jokes? Like, can you make a rape joke?
I can because I'm not famous. You can't.
Yeah.
I called my grandma a nigger in that show, and nobody cared.
Yeah. That's right. How's that going to play in HuffPo? Jeff, by the way, Jeff Davis dropped an N-bomb too in that show. So now are you clicking on us? You're right. It's all about the headline.
Okay, so give me yours. Like, what's the pie in the sky
Like the
teleportation?
pinnacle of that?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's never been something so specific, but it'd probably just be so much like funny shit to like fuck with people.
Just
like,
pranks.
Yeah, all the time. Like that would be so fun. They think.
Yeah. You know what else is fun? Coming.
But I wonder what would make Aaron happier, my wiener or
You leaving and dying on the moon.
I
She's alone with all that money.
could take her to Hawaii. I could take her to the moon.
I mean,
if we find a spacesuit designed for Famke Johnson.
What?
All right.
I'm still. I mean, I'm not. I'm only playing devil's advocate here. I want to be sold on teleportation. Anybody else out here have a good teleportation idea?
Instant skydiving.
Instant skydiving.
Oh, right.
Just remember to teleport before you hit the ground.
Right.
Or before you black out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because you could always be falling. That would be fun. That would be good. I would say this would probably be great for people that are past their sexual prime. I think a lot of people would choose this at the age of 58.
You've
or
got
something
like Betty White teleporting around.
Yeah,
like,
Betty White would just be robbing banks.
stealing everything.
There's something about the security too, also because I'm becoming a Doomsday prepper. I've decided, like that's if you can teleport, you don't need to waste any energy Doomsday prepping. You are prepped for Doomsday because you're set. Like you're all the more secure in an event of Armageddon. Like it doesn't matter. You wouldn't need a bomb shelter. You wouldn't need anything. You could just now you could just hang out. Like they could go in the news today. Gold dropped 3 silver points, and the Russians are threatening to invade Afghanistan again. And your friends would be like, "Oh man, should I buy a shotgun?" And you'd be like, "I don't care." like they'd be like kind of like being Highlander, except you get to die at 60.
Was teleportation your ultimate superpower, or are there other ones that are better? Or you pick that because it might
It just
balance
seems like
the scales?
I think it's a good balancer.
Yeah.
Like
what would be your ultimate superpower if you could have one gift?
I mean, maybe teleportation because I don't want to waste all the time I thought about it. But I could at least just throw that out there to make sure that I cover myself. But invisibility, flying, all that stuff's cool. But teleportation is like flying, I guess.
What would be your big power, Jeff, if you got to choose one?
I've thought about this with Matt Gorley. I think Matt, we talked about there's superpowers that are super, like you could fly, or you have super strength, or invulnerability, or whatever. There's also mundane superpowers that you could just pick, you can speak every language. The rule is you can't become a real criminal, and you can't do great good with it. So you can pick something that's kind of cool, but you couldn't commit a crime by having that power. So if I had a superpower, definitely flight. If I had a mundane power, speak every language. Be able to talk to anybody in the world. I think that would be very cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Maybe you could have both, and you'd be like, oh, look, it's flying snob.
Bonjour!
Every time you like conjugate it wrong in French, somebody goes like, more Beaujolais, s'il vous plaît, and you like land and go like, it would be s'il elle plaît because she's a woman.
Away!
Okay.
Also, I thought it'd be really cool if like if you had the power to just be in a room full of people and just go. Until enough to like just got like groaning, and everyone looks at you and just boom and burst into just a pulp of like hot blood and meat, and just go paf and just like cover the walls, and there's just flesh and brains all over everybody, and after everybody stops screaming, reform.
Why are you applauding that? Why are you encouraging him? I think there's 3 other people that want that power, and 2 of them got the electric chair.
Like you, Connor, I've given mundane superpowers a lot of thought. And another one is the ability to jump out of any window. It could be out of this window here at Meltdown, or out of a plane, or out of the Empire State Building, and jump out of a window and immediately reappear behind people that are looking out the window.
Here's a guy, mundane one. I think we talked about this. The ability to manipulate any printed language.
Oh, yeah, to change words.
If you just drive past a billboard and it says like buy Levi jeans, you could just make it say like go fuck yourself, like in the same font. And, you could just put Alan Thicke's face up there, like and there's a dog on his dick, and you just wave your hand. It's like dude, you're like I don't know what you call that. Like I am Photoshopper.
But
I am Adobe.
But like when they look back though, it's back to normal, and they just really fucked up by the end of the day.
You can change a Hollywood sign, but for 10 seconds.
Well, I would. Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess that's fun, but then you're just making a bunch of people think they're crazy. Whereas, if you could change like billboards, and then everyone was like, "You got to go up and change that."
I think that breaks my rule of you could use that for evil. You could change the Constitution.
Because you could easily be like super Banksy. You could be like subvert the government.
You could change serial numbers on money. Like you could use that for evil.
Yeah. Well, that's the cool. We just watched one of the 4 movies we watched in bed today was X-Men First Class, which is awesome, by the way. I guess I'm the last to know that. I didn't bother to watch it because there wasn't a big hubbub. But I guess when you're 40, like the hubbub doesn't reach you. It's just 18-year-olds like their hubbub is contained amongst each other. They're probably at the sock hop going, X-Men First Class was great. And then I'm just driving by in my Prius and I don't even hear it, you know? It's not like they're going to flag down the car. Hey, old man, you should go see X-Men First Class. And then do a hula hoop with us. But I finally watched it today with Aaron. It was really swell, really groovy. To quote them in the movie, to use their parlance.
12.
But I thought, did you guys like X-Men First Class? It's like a hootenanny, but with just a movie that. All right,
Dan. Mundane, can't use it for evil, can't use it for good. Superpower.
Well, I really like the font one. Really,
yeah, that's
just because like if you really can't use it for gain, like
if it's conceivable to use that to rob a bank or to commit
well, that's
a crime.
why I thought of X-Men First Class is because the cool thing about these X-Men movies, the X-Men mythology, is that if you can think of it, and then you really commit to it. If someone's bored with it, like you reveal that this person has figured out how to use it for good or evil when it does it. But so let's just say I can't use my photoshopping ability for good or evil. I can only use it for entertainment. I think that's a big one for me. Because if we could just be in a restaurant, I guess you'd get bored with it. I would just slide the menu over to you and go, I think special number 3 is right up your alley. And it just says
I don't want the dick and balls, Dan. I had that last night. Connor, have you had a moment to think about this mundane superpower?
Mundane one? I've been trying to think right now.
It's a tough one. Think about it. If anybody out there in the audience has one. In the front row, yes, miss?
Just hover above the ground like
2
2 inches.
inch hover. 2 inch. David Blaine. 2 inch hover is good because it's cool, but who gives a shit? Exactly.
What about control over insects? Like if you could just like...
Oh, you could commit a crime with that.
Like stand in the middle of your garage and go... And then like all the roaches like kind of just like line up in a grid.
So Aquaman, but for insects.
I think it's a way.
Yeah.
I can conceive of ways that you could use that power.
But you
over
can
evil.
conceive of any. Well, let's go with that challenge. Though. There's a way that you could. I mean, there's no such thing as a power.
Exploding into a pulp on people and then reforming.
Society is defined by that. You could, of course, you could use that. You could go, for instance, everyone give me $1 million or I'll come to your party. Like no one wants you.
And they'd say,
doing
why?
that.
I go, 'cause I'll blow up
I'm
myself.
the pulp guy. Have you Google me?
And they go, I know, it's cool. When the dust settles, he's just there. Oh, that's the problem with that one, is because once you've done it a few times, and word gets out.
Yeah. The thing about...
But the window thing would always be great. Because you'd always find somebody like, World Trade Center. That building's gone. Let me pick a better one. I was just trying to pick a tall
Flash and 12. National tragedy, Flash and 12.
Teleport. Yes? You got one?
I was going to say, if you could change your hands into tools.
If you could change your hands into tools.
Yeah.
Like you
just want to move the baby gate, and you're like, "Where's that number 8 socket?" And then you're just like, "Firm." Yeah. That would be awesome.
Now, but could you use that for like lock picking stuff like that? Is it all tools, or do you get like a leather man on your index finger?
Can I point something out to you, Jeff? Though.
Yeah. Damn, we're just spitballing.
Yeah, I know, but you are hung up on this idea that there's such a thing as a power that normal people don't have that can't be bent to a person's advantage when society is defined by the fact that no one has an edge. If anyone that does have an edge has used that edge to gain power over people. And so if you could turn your hands into tools...
That to me gets into superpower. That's Plastic Man. Like,
but if you're not listening to me, all powers are superpowers. Like if you like David Copperfield can't even actually do anything. He can only make it look like he does some stuff, right. And he's rich and famous.
I'm only using that as a like a level to say you can't cross over into something actually useful.
He's not listening to me. He's not listening. It's like talking to a wall.
What do you say?
People keep saying. People are going like, oh, I want a fishing pole for a dick, and you're going like, well, I don't know if that counts because you could catch so many fish that you could
that one counts. That one works.
No, it doesn't.
You cannot rob a bank with a fishing pole dick.
Is robbing the bank the litmus test?
Let's call it that. Yes.
Okay, fine. Anything you can't rob a bank with,
or commit like a major crime with.
I can commit a major crime with a fishing pole dick.
Let's hear it. Okay. Fade in.
Okay. I come up to you and I go, hey, can I have your social security number?
No.
Can I have it if I have a fishing pole for a dick?
You know what? All right.
Zip. Whoa!
Where's my money?
Yeah. Right. And I fished it out of your pocket with I don't know. Like this
over here.
If you're always able to correct someone in a conversation, if they're wrong, you go, oh, no, actually, it's this way. You couldn't use that for evil. They're like, oh, no, this guy was born in this year. You're like, without me look at your phone, without me look at Google.
So just the smartest person in the world.
Sure, though. You don't know it until someone says the wrong thing, and you're like, well, actually, it's this.
Oh, so you don't know everything. You just know when someone's wrong.
You just have like the like it's like word puts a red squiggly line underneath anything that anyone says.
It's called a super asshole. Yeah.
In a room full of scientists, and they all just like go through a bunch of statements. And
Yes. Beef Fungus Bill says that a team of evil geniuses would pull him in and chain him to a chair, and say things until they
they would use him as the magic mirror, the mirror of them all.
You've been undone. You sir have been undone by Beef Fungus Bill. Yeah, back there.
Yeah, you can control what other people's food tastes like.
You can control control what other people's food tastes like. That's fucked up.
Mr. President, did you enjoy your roast beef sandwich last night?
It tasted like poop, but
and it will again unless Mount Rushmore is my face 4 times.
I'll eat poop until I die before I see that happen.
Well, good. I don't think the OPEC will feel the same.
Yes, you sir over there.
You can
could turn into a duck, but you would have the brain of a duck.
You could turn into a duck, but would have the brain of a duck. So would a duck be able to control turning back into a human?
There's just a clock on it, I assume, right? It's like one of those light switches in cheap bathrooms where it's a dial. Like I'm gonna turn into a duck, and then you just you're a duck, and that's just walking around wanting to have sex with ducks and fly south if it's cold.
It's like 5 minutes of duck. Just don't go near like a fancy restaurant because that'd be bad news.
Right? Yeah, or be like near people with shotguns and stuff. But I would do this one. I would say you could be a duck. You could set the timer on it. Like you could say, I want to be a 10-second duck or a 10-minute duck or whatever. But you would do whatever the duck would normally be doing, but you would have your eyes. Like you'd be seeing through the duck's eyes. So you could fly, and you could be in a pond, and you could fuck another duck, and you could eat breadcrumbs and shit.
Like John Malkovich, like the beginning of being John Malkovich.
You could eat breadcrumbs, you guys.
Dan, he picked duck. I didn't pick duck.
It's the part you could eat breadcrumbs.
Beef Fungus Bill says what?
What if you're flying and the timer runs out?
You turn back into you. You just come back into your own body.
Yeah, while you're flying?
Yeah. No. You basically just transport your soul into a duck, but you can't control the movements of the duck. I'd go for that, right? Yeah?
So you just be...
Callie?
Just like an obvious one, you could be constantly drunk and high with no repercussions.
Constantly drunk and high with no repercussions.
Could you like turn that off, or do you want to turn that off?
It's like you can't turn it off.
Okay.
Her superpower is just to be fucked up all the time. But with no repercussions.
That's within reach. You can have that.
Yeah.
All right, come on. Let's go. We got other stuff we gotta do.
We gotta go.
All right.
You can control the length of all your body hair at will.
That's it. That's practical, and you can't rob a bank. Yeah. You can control all the hair on your body at will. The hair length.
The length of it. Like
you could maybe grow a mustache and then not have a mustache. I don't know.
Hey, open a bank account as a mustache guy, and then you're like, if my cousin comes in here, let him rob you. He won't have a mustache. I don't know how banks work. I haven't been in one for years. All right.
All right, Connor, everybody.
Yeah,
thank you very much
for Connor. Segment saver. We should have Connor come you think, are you a person that's obsessed with teleportation sex questions, or are you a person that could come up with one of those quandaries each week?
I feel like I could do that if I put my mind to it.
We'll give you a shot next week. Maybe we'll put that on our notepad. We'll have Connor's question.
Connor's quest.
And if your name was Tony, we wouldn't do it because Connor sounds like
there's no alliteration.
Sounds like I don't know. He sounds like he could be like a villain, just a Riddler. He does look like Frank Gorshin. That's what it is.
He does.
Okay.
Look up Frank Gorshin.
I'm gonna Google that.
You don't know?
No.
Okay. He's a great Burt Lancaster impression. 12.
The young eat the old, man. But what are they left with? 100-degree weather and a bunch of shitty comic book movies. Good luck. Have fun. I'll be laughing at you through the worms in my eyes. I had Knight Rider. It was a thing.
Knight Rider was pretty good.
I mean...
Or was it? Or
if you go back and check, like, a lot of those episodes are like, oh, these lumberjacks are so corrupt.
You know what? I want to go back and watch the original A-Team series. I'm pretty sure it's still good because George Papard, a really good actor, wore cowboy boots, and one time somebody put him they dug a dirt pit and they left him in the pit, and they took his boots as a kind of final insult, and then the rest of the A-Team found him, and he was in the pit, and he's got a cigar, and he's down there in his little cargo jacket, hunting vest, and I guess Mr. T or someone looks down at him and says, "What happened?" He goes, "They took my boots." Nobody takes my boots, and I believe they went to commercial on that, and that to me is where TV
They took
peaked.
his boots.
And then he kicked everybody's ass.
A lot of that stuff doesn't hold up, though. I mean, the thing in your head is so much better. You go back and I've talked about it before. Don't go back and watch the Goonies. I'll just bum you out. Just hang on to your Goonies in your head. It's a beautiful, wonderful adventure going through tunnels controlled by dead pirates. You don't want to go back and watch that thing with a human brain.